Hey guys, Neptune here. Today I'm going to talk to you about sidechain compression. It's a really nifty trick you can learn, and it pops its set up in mixing scenarios all the time, and it can also be used as an amazing effect on electronic music. So I'm here in reason 7. Pretty simple thing going on here, just a redrum which is doing kick drum 4 on the floor, and then a poly synth pad here. So here's what those sound like together. Nothing too exciting, but I'm hoping to add some excitement to the pad sound here by employing sidechain compression. So on the pad here, I'm going to put in a compressor. Doesn't really matter what kind of compressor you use. It can be software or hardware, as long as it has a sidechain input, which most do. So what I'm wanting to do is take a copy of the kick drum here and put that into the sidechain input, which will have an effect on the pad sound. So if I were to take a copy from the source here, it actually removes it from the stereo bus. So you'll want to take a copy. In other digital audio workstations, I would just use a bus, but in Reason, it's actually easier just to go ahead and make a additional copy of your source. We'll take the kick drum here and put it to the sidechain input. So this is now removed from the stereo bus. We won't be hearing it, but obviously since we have the original here, we will still hear the kick drum. Just know that it's coming from here, not from here. So now we have this attached to our compressor. I'll dial in some settings here and put the sidechain knob up. The sidechain input, while it does have an effect on the compressor, it isn't sending any data to the output, at least no audio output. So all the audio is going to be coming from the pad here. Obviously, there will be an effect from the kick drum, but we won't be hearing the physical, whatever is feeding the sidechain input at the output. So let me just go ahead and hit play here, and you can hear what it does. Bypassed. Back in. Pretty cool. Obviously, it's a pretty common sound in electronic music, and that's all there is to it. What's happening is every time the kick drum hits, it's affecting the gain reduction, but since it's in the sidechain input, the gain reduction is reducing gain on the pad. So every time the kick drum hits, it reduces the gain on the pad, and at the output, we hear it as a rhythmic pad rather than just static as it was originally. So it's a really great way to take kind of boring everyday sounds and kind of give some life and excitement to them in your mix. And obviously, this is a electronic music kind of effect, a little way to do things. But it is also very useful in mixing. Something that is often the case in mixes is the bass guitar and the bass drum are fighting for space in the mix. And a common way to fix it, if EQ and other kind of tools don't work, is using a sidechain. So if the pad here was our bass guitar, we just have our compressor on there, and then we take a copy of the kick and send it up to the sidechain input. So every time the kick drum hits, it ducks out the bass guitar, leaving room for the original kick drum. And then every time the kick drum isn't hitting, the bass guitar is at full volume. So it kind of carves out space for the kick drum when it hits, and then the rest of the time the bass is present. Obviously, in this situation, you don't need to use 4 on the floor. You can use any kind of pattern you want. You don't even need to use a kick drum. You can use a snare, really anything. And yeah, you can put the compressor on anything from vocals to guitars, really anything. So it's a very creative thing to know. Pretty simple to use, and it definitely comes with really cool results. So I hope you found this useful. I hope you can use this in future mixes, and thank you so much for watching.